Hallway Ski Reviews. I'm Nathan, and today we're going to be reviewing the Rossignol Cinder Sol 102. This was an interesting ski. I did a one-day demo on this, and I skied it in like very spring conditions. It was 50, 52 degrees up there. Really firm, hard groomers in the morning, followed by, you know, really soft schmoosh, just like total, complete spring conditions. And you know, this guy was actually a lot of fun and felt very reminiscent of an older ski that I had, the Blizzard Rustler 10 from, you know, 2020 to 2023 or whatever it was, or 2022, whatever the years were of the Blizzard Rustler. I think they went back even further than that. But so I loved the Blizzard Rustler 10, and it was one of my favorite shapes in skis as far as like as far as a ski that does anything, anywhere, all over the mountain, no holds bar. You can take it up and have a great time. And this ski feels very similar to the Rustler 10 in a lot of ways. And actually the shape is very similar. So the old Rustler 10 was a 102, this is a 102. This has a little bit wider tail, more squared off, and maybe slightly wider tips. This guy has a very similar shape as well. So rocker profile starts right there, so a pretty generous amount of length, but not a ton of splay up in the end, just average. And then in the tail, it has a decent amount of tail rocker coming down to about there, with, you know, average splay for this style ski. And then camber underfoot, if I can get it to sit straight here, is pretty generous. Like, it actually has a pretty generous amount of camber underfoot, probably 4 to 5 millimeters of camber underfoot. So that is shape. The weight is about 2,100 grams in this 180 that I skied it in. And the flex pattern is, I would say, like medium to firm. And, you know, it is a little softer in the front and a little firmer in the tail. The construction of this is, what is it, poplar and fiberglass. So poplar fiberglass with a metal sheet, TI sheet underneath the binding. And that just goes right in front of the binding to right behind the binding. And then it also has their air tips for lighter swing weight. And it has a, what is it, a ABS stringer that runs down the center, I believe, that kind of keeps this thing strong and gives it a little more strength. Mount point is, on this 180, is 7 or 7.1. And it is a 17 meter turn radius. As far as the turn radius and the shape and how it feels, it is pretty, I would say that it's pretty average. You know, like that 17 meter turn radius is pretty accurate. If anything, it makes a slightly longer turn. Maybe it feels like an 18 or 17 and a half or something like that. But a fairly strong ski and a fairly damp ski. Rossignol puts, I'm actually not sure where they put the rubber in this, but they have rubber, and maybe it's under the binding or the tips or something, I don't know. But they put rubber in this, and it creates a ski that feels very damp. It has lots of energy. It is easy to use, easy to move. You can toss it around, you know, you can kind of like cut into the snow a little bit and, you know, get lots of rebound out of it. And I actually thought that this did very well in, you know, moguls, as long as you could get, you know, traction on the edges. So one of my, you know, I don't know if this is, the factory sharp edges or not, but this ski definitely prefers to slarve over carve. And, I've been on a lot of like carving oriented skis lately, so it definitely felt lacking, and it's probably just because of that difference of me skiing more carving oriented skis lately and not as many slarvy style skis. And this thing is just easy, smooth, fluid, slarving around and just sliding it anywhere you want. And today's conditions were rough because you get two ends of the spectrum. You got really firm snow in the morning where you want sharp edges or a strong skinny ski, and this is neither. You don't really have sharp edges, and you don't, it's 100 and 200 foot. It's just not going to do that great on really firm snow. Pretty much ice this morning. So I was trying to carve it this morning, couldn't really trust it. It kept sliding out on me and moving, and I couldn't really get the tips to cut into the snow. And it doesn't, this is not a trenching style ski. This is a on top of the surface floating, kind of popping over things kind of ski. It does slide and slarve really, really well anywhere and everywhere on the mountain. And I was a little disappointed in the carving performance, as far as today. Maybe in fresh snow or perfect groomers and that kind of stuff, you'd have zero issue with the edge grip, I would guess. I got neither of those today, so for what it's worth. The off-piste performance, like I said, with bumps and just getting off-piste, this thing is really, really, really nice. It definitely is comparable to other skis in the same width class with, rocker, tip and tail. And, the old Wrestler 10, the new Wrestler 10, the, Solomon QST, any of those skis. I think the 98's going to be different. They're swapping it for 2026 to a 100. But if you've skied the QST 98, this is kind of a similar feel, but with more camber underfoot. And off-piste, you definitely can feel that extra camber underfoot, but it's really nice. It's off-piste, this thing is absolute. It's great. On piste, I found it pretty lacking. It didn't really want to dig in. It didn't really want to cut into the snow. I was expecting with this kind of smooth early, rocker shape, I was expecting, similar feeling, to, some of Nordica's skis, they kind of dig in and trench into the snow, and this didn't really do that. So, I think some of that is just the lack of sharp edges, and like I said, I don't know if these are just dull because it's a demo ski or what that is, but that was my experience with that, at least. What did I like best about this ski? So I would definitely say that the off-piste performance was the standout characteristic of this. And its slarvy, loose personality off-piste is just really nice, and you can actually ski this thing pretty darn hard. You can push it, and that dampness allows you to just really go for it. There was a few times today that I had to really just lay on the brakes and try to slow it down real quick, and the lack of sharp edges on this was problematic. And this may just be because I've been on skis with sharp edges lately and powerful carving skis, and losing that edge grip, I need to slow down sooner, before I get myself into trouble. I looped out today and spun out and laid down on the snow because I wasn't prepared for the amount of time that it would take me to stop the ski because of the lack of sharpness on the edges. But I think if this is something that you're going to ski every day, this is your ski, you're going to get used to that real quick. You're going to, not have the problems that I did today just trying to figure the ski out. So so who it's for, if you want to spend most of your time off-piste, or you live in a snowy area that has fresh snow all the time, this thing is an absolute blast. And you know, this is more for, you know, the guys who want to charge and go fast and really send it. This thing is more stable and more damp than I thought it was gonna be. And you know, like, it's 2,100 pounds, it's fairly hefty, and this one has a demo binding on it, so it's really heavy, because demo bindings always add a pound to the ski, which is a bummer. But you know, if you threw a normal binding on here, not demo binding, you'd lighten it up and you'd make it even quicker, even more maneuverable, and you know, it probably would be a excellent off-piste soft snow ski. And you know, I didn't get to ski it in any powder today. I did ski it in, you know, soft, you know, spring conditions, and you know, it was really fun in that. It cut through the snow nicely. It, you know, the tip never wanted to like dig in and go underneath. It definitely wants to sit on top and kind of float and, you know, slide around. So anyways, super fun ski. You guys should check it out, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, bud.